Hi everyone. Now, this isn't the usual type of message I'd be putting out on YouTube and also not on my usual channel, Moocheroo. I just thought I'd share this here and really aimed at Jim Staley. Incredible guy, done some amazing teaching a few years back. Unfortunately, had a few issues that he had to go through and spend some time in prison, which in my opinion is absolutely fine. I mean, as far as the Bible goes, who wasn't in prison at some stage, including John the Baptist, Jesus, and a whole bunch of other people. But really, I was over on his website the other day and saw that he's now out of prison early. And when I found out this, I was absolutely overjoyed. I couldn't believe it that Jim, you're now back home with your family. Is just great. I couldn't be happier with that. And to hear your message on that video and your vision for the future, I almost fell out of my chair. What I've been doing over the last couple of years is really geared all around like Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, but that all began because we went out to the Philippines and Australia and we were looking at buying hotels for the sort of community stuff that you're talking about. So you've got some sort of land area like a hotel where everyone can go and get together, and obviously free of charge for all the members, no problem at all. And then when that event isn't on, actually just have it as a normal hotel. So it's like a proper running business and bringing in revenue as normal, because everybody needs to put food on the table for their families. But during event times, everyone can come in from around the area and stay there for free. So that was one thing in there which I thought was really good. And just recently, over the last couple of months, I've been getting really in depth into this thing right here called the Community Scroll. So this is part of the Essene community out there in the Dead Sea. So this is, I think they found about 12 or 13 of these Community Scrolls. Basically all the rules and everything that this Essene community living out there in the desert, and to be quite honest, all throughout Israel in different pockets. These guys had certain rules, and if you've ever read the book of Acts, and the way that these early sort of Christians would have their communities is pretty much absolutely 100% bang on the same. If you read Josephus, then you know that there's three types of Jews living in Israel at the time, which was the Pharisees, the Sadducees, and the Essenes. And although Jesus and the disciples, they don't ever refer to themselves as these guys, just looking at their works alone and the way that they lived and the way they sort of hang out in their own community, it does seem extremely similar. So we've been trying to figure out a way that we could make a sort of community of real true believers and actually support them online digitally from anywhere in the world, and help them to live in communities in their own local areas, focusing more on, as you say, home church. So people having church in their homes, rather than having to be dependent on these big centralized massive mega churches and all that type of stuff, which only really leads to bad things down the road, as we all know and you can always see with all these big mega churches. So to avoid all of that, going for the sort of home church thing is definitely the way forward. And we've seen many prophets over the last year all predicting that a new revival is going to be coming all around the world, and that revival is going to be led through home churches. So a move away from big traditional churches into sort of a more home church groups instead. So again, with Jim's message, very much on point, exactly the same as what everybody else seems to be saying. So we really want to build the tools to help everybody to be able to facilitate that. We want to help people be able to get connected. We also want to help people to share resources. So for instance, say somebody needs a big ladder to go and do some work on the roof or whatever. I've got a ladder. Rather than them having to go out and spend like a few $100s on a ladder or hire somebody to come and do it, they can just simply go online or go on the app, see that I'm in the area, I've got a ladder that they can come borrow, and they can just come round, pick it up. Or whatever the case may be. Maybe you've got a camper van, but you don't use it all the time, and then somebody else in the area could come and borrow your camper van. It just saves everybody a lot of money. It means that we can rely more on each other as a community, and we can sort of lean on each other in that way. And it saves everybody having to buy the same bag of tools. We can just all share each other's tools because nobody uses all of that stuff all the time. So hopefully As long as there's enough other Christians out there which are also of the same generous mindset, and we can help with the applications, with the technology to help police it, so to speak, to make sure that you know who's borrowed your stuff and that they're going to be able to give it back, and that there should be some sort of penalties within the app, you know, if somebody does bring it back in bad condition or whatever. So there's that, as well as a whole load of other stuff that we're looking to build into the app. Stuff like getting rid of things. I mean, how many times do you see people wanting to get rid of a sofa or a double bed or something, while other people may be wanting those things, and you just generally put it on FreeCycle, put it on the Gumtree, Craigslist, whatever, and get rid of it that way. But why not get rid of it within the sort of Christian community and just all look after one another, rather than just acting just like the rest of the world and just every man for himself? I think we should really be coming together as a community and helping each other out. We also want to be helping out abroad as well with other mission work. So we've already in contact with a lot of different mission groups around the world. We want to build a website kind of like this cheap little template here, allow anybody which is doing some sort of missionary work, got something that they need to raise some funds for, whether it's building a church, community, school, whatever it is, just give them away, sort of like Just Giving, something that they can raise some money with, so with some simple widgets, and also raise money in Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, as well as just more traditional fiat currencies. Just so much, lots and lots of ideas. And if you've got any ideas watching this, whether you're Jim himself or anybody else watching this video, and you know, you got some ideas along this same sort of community feel, then do let us know in the comments down below this video. Maybe you've got an idea for a name for what we could call this community, because right now I've got absolutely nothing on that front at all. But what we do, we are Moocheroo, so you know, if you come over to our main website, you can see it's all for trading and investing, and this is what we do, Moocheroo Crypto Ninja. This is like my main YouTube channel as well. We also have Satoshi's Minds, which is another website for handling investments for lots of other people. So we do have a fair bit of experience when it comes to managing an online community, as well as building like online tools for that community. What we really want to do is bring that now into the sort of Christian community and build something there which is going to be worthwhile for everybody. So that's it, really just a short little video just to say to Jim that you're definitely not alone. I know myself, my family, and we know a lot of local Christians also, which are very dissatisfied with this sort of traditional way of church, and they want to break out into something like this as well. So we're not the only ones, there's lots of us out there. And I don't think that me or you or anybody else is going to be able to just do this on their own. It's really going to be a community. It's going to be it's going to require the efforts of a lot of people to bring all this together. So I'm just putting my sort of 2 pence worth out there and just saying this is what we're thinking of. Maybe some other people can come in with some other ideas, or maybe a bit of help. You know, if there's any developers out there that want to get involved with this, then come on board and we can do something together. That's it for me, and yeah, just let us know your thoughts in the comments below. See you again soon.